I really like this triple staggered screen that they set for Curry. It starts with Steph curling around and he gets the handoff, and so this will serve as a first screen. Paschall will set a second screen. Looney will set a third screen. So there's a lot of places that the Clippers can have a breakdown in defense, and this is their B team plus Kawhi, so they may not be all that good on defense. There's the handoff, one screen, two screens, three screens. So there is a bit of a breakdown here. You've got two men following Steph. On the first screen, we did have a roll man spring free, and so Kennard had to step up and try to handle him, and he's not handling very well. This guy's got position, and Kawhi is signaling some kind of switch or something, and so we have Kennard on Paschall. We've got Kawhi on the perimeter. We've got two people still following Steph, and Mulder is covered. Looney is the free man. It's pretty hard to calculate because of that triple screen, and that means it's hard for Mulder to see who the free man is. But he sees it right away. That's just a great read. Looney is cutting free, and he just makes the simple pass. Okay, so the Warriors run the triple handoff again. Dribble handoff to Steph, who's going to come around. Stagger screen across the top. If the Clippers just switched all the screens, then it would be awkward because Kawhi's going to be on this person, Kennard will switch to this guy, this fellow will switch to this guy, and that means Zubac is going to be the one who Steph is going to be isolated on. So they're going to try something different. They're going to have this defender jump out to try to trap Steph. So here's Steph's coming over. Kawhi is going to be the one following Steph. Kennard's going to switch on to Bazemore. And then this defender is going to jump out here to try to trap Steph. And Steph is going to notice that the defender's jumping out, and he's just going to split the middle, just like that, really cleverly. There. In fact, he's got the defender turned 180 degrees. The defender jumped all the way out here, and Steph is going to cut right behind his back, straight down the middle. That is sweet stuff. No one can catch up to him. Maybe this defender or this defender should have rotated harder to stop the layup. But it's hard because on the corners here, we have Mulder who can hit a three, and Bazemore. I don't know if Bazemore is as scary, but in any case, they didn't feel like they could just completely leave their man. Saying that Steph traveled, I didn't see it. Maybe he double dribbled or something. Okay, so Coach Mike Brown lets Steph stay in unusually for the beginning of the fourth quarter. And you recognize the play. I'm glad they aren't going away from this. The triple stagger screen. We have the dribble handoff. Steph is going to come around and get two screens up top. The Clippers are going to do some internal shuffling. They know they don't want Zubac at the end switching over to Steph. And last time they tried having someone jump out. So I think they're just going to do a straight switch where the player at the end is just going to wait and see what happens after all the screens, and then he'll just meet Steph at the very end. So you see Zubac doesn't even bother coming into the mix here. Kennard is the one who's going to come over. They do send a trailer here to try to follow Steph. They're trying to trap Steph up top, but it reduces into a switch. And we have Kennard and Steph matched up. So Steph is going to try a behind the back into a step back. And that's the same move he pulled on Matthew Dellavedova, and he's going to pull it on Paul George, foreshadowing at the end of this game. And you can see he tries it on Kennard. Behind the back, step back. Doesn't quite work that time, but nice rebound by Damion Lee. Ken Bazemore turns nothing into something. The Clippers try their version of the Warriors split cut. You have Zubac setting a screen and then roll to the basket. And now he's rolling. He feels open. Steph sees that the cut is coming, and he does a really good job coming in to contest this pass. The Clippers have been trying this whole time to keep the big from getting isolated by Steph, and now they're in the worst situation. You can also see the Clippers got all kinds of pointing and talking about who's taking whom. Damion Lee is doing something very smart here. We already have Mulder in this corner. Damion Lee is going to clear out to this corner so that there's a maximum chance that he'll be open on the double team. You can see there's more negotiations happening, but Kennard is going to come out to double team Steph because the Clippers just say, we are not going to deal with Steph isoing Zubac. That's just barbecue. Lots of yelling, lots of yelling. On top, we have the whole drama of the barbecuing about to happen. Kennard is very slowly meandering his way up to help. On the backside here, we have Paschall, who's very subtly, very trickily, just wandering like, haha, I'm just going to check out this side of the court, don't worry about me. And then he's going to turn around when the defender turns his head and start the back screen. Don't worry about me, and back screen time. And Steph, in the meantime, saw the open man this entire time, and he actually waited until the screen was in position. And this is a pretty dazzling pass. He skips it all the way to this corner. He just throws it off the bounce with his left hand. It's pretty much on the money. A little bit high maybe, but you can't complain. Paschall is setting a very wrestly screen, so Damion Lee is going to have a lot of personal space, and he nails it. Check on everybody's premature celebrations. We've got celebrations here. Steph is already turned and he's leaving the building. Mulder, a little pokey on your premature celebrations. What's up with this? And he's still looking, and okay, that's not a premature celebration. That's an actual celebration now that he saw the ball go through. And in the meantime, Damion Lee and Paschall's pointing at him like, yeah, you're the man. And Damion Lee's back like, yeah, I can't believe we pulled off this off-ball play. We are incredible. We're pretty deep into the fourth quarter. Steph Curry back in. And I wonder what play they're going to run for him. Does it look familiar? Yes, it's the triple stagger screen. So we're going to have the handoff, and then we have screen up top. The Clippers, having seen this play several times now, comfortable with what's going to happen. They say, fine, we're just going to switch Ibaka out, and he's going to meet Steph after he gets these different screens. We'll just switch at the end. So you see all the switching that happens. Kawhi has drifted off of his nemesis, Andrew Wiggins, to back up Ibaka in case Steph blows by him. And so Steph just says, fine, let's throw it to Andrew. He can attack the closeout, which he does, and he almost gets something cool there. So there's the usual start to head tap across the top and end up on this side. Steph Curry's going to set a cross screen for Wiggins. He's going to zipper up, down screen. This is a usually routine pass, but Mr. Batum loves to jump the passing lane. He's going to lean over and try to stop the pass. See there. And then Wanamaker says, screw this, I'm an NBA player. You're going to give me an open path to the basket, and I'm going to take it. So Wanamaker just attacks. I'm imagining a kind of war cry. Wanamaker, by the way, has had a really good fourth quarter. He's hit 2 gigantic threes. He's got 2 players rotating to stop his drive, which means that one player is open somewhere, and that player is Draymond. Although I could also say it's Damion in the corner here. Draymond definitely thinks it's Draymond. Help is going to rotate, and Draymond says, hey, throw me the ball on this side of the court. I'm going to get an open 3. Just give it to me. And you see Draymond's there begging for the ball. Please, baby, please give me the ball. And when he doesn't get the ball, you can see his whole body sag. Oh. So the ball comes up top. It gets kind of wild. Kawhi almost gets it. Nice save by Wiggins. A nice save of the save by Wanamaker. Now we've got Batum on the floor. Draymond got over the disappointment of the whole not getting the ball and just wandered over. And now he's setting a hammer screen, just like the one Paschall set for Damion Lee earlier. He's got his thumb over his head saying, hey, behind me getting screened. You've got Steph and Damion Lee in the corner. A good choice for Wanamaker to go to Steph. And Steph misses the open shot. Well, you can't hit everything. Andrew Wiggins gets this really important offensive rebound and a huge putback. That was an extremely huge basket. So I haven't emphasized this at all, but there's a fascinating chess match happening on the other side of the ball, and it's entirely about the Clippers trying to get Steph Curry to switch onto Kawhi Leonard, and then Kawhi Leonard's going to isolate him and bully him. There's all kinds of stuff happening that I'm just not going to talk about because this movie series is already half an hour long and I'm getting tired. So Steph can cook Ibaka one-on-one. Patrick Beverley, he's going to be the first to rotate to Steph if Steph gets past Ibaka, which is more or less what happens here. Gets past Ibaka, and then he pulls off this super interesting move. Steph is sliding to the side of him. Beverley is trying to contest this, and Ibaka just can't reach him because Beverly's in the way. So that is a pretty cool geometric play by Steph. Quick pick and roll with Steph and Draymond up top. Shooters in all of the sides. The Clippers, no more messing around. We're just going to double team Steph. Now, someone has to be open. It's Draymond here, who's just going to come to this open area. Steph finds him. Kawhi and Batum are stunting in towards Draymond, even though they've got some dangerous shooters to account for. They basically try to get in the way for a second, but then they recover really fast to their corner man. And so you can see Kawhi stunted in, and then now he's anticipating the pass to the corner here. Draymond does some subtle selling of this pass to Wiggins that got Kawhi to really believe, and then Draymond's just going to say, forget it. Haha. There. That was a really cool play by Draymond. Okay, it's crunch time, and this is a familiar play. Can you recognize this? Swing across the top, it's head tap. So you have the ball swinging across the top over here. We have Steph coming to set a side screen for Wiggins. Wiggins just ends up kind of... Actually, that's not a bad cut. Draymond gets a little bit of wood onto Kawhi on the way up. But it's sort of for naught because people don't attack quickly enough and Kawhi just recovers. Let me rewind just a bit. In head tap, Steph is supposed to come up and screen for Andrew Wiggins, and that would be bad news for the Clippers because Steph is being guarded by Patrick Beverley. I'm not actually sure that that's such a disadvantage, but clearly the Clippers think this is a disadvantage, and they say, we don't want that to happen. So Paul George is going to switch on to Steph first. So you see there's the traffic control. It's really all happening here. You might as well put your two best defenders in Kawhi and Paul George up, so there's not much benefit in this screen, right? So they've totally destroyed this play. Steph comes up, sets a screen on Kawhi. Kawhi says, fine, let's do it. Now we have Paul George on Andrew Wiggins. And then Andrew Wiggins kind of defies the odds and just pulls up and shoots a three in Paul George's face. I don't think it was intentional at all to get Paul George to switch, but Paul George is definitely getting a teeny bit of a reputation of having people shoot important threes in his face. So that was a gigantic three from Mr. Wiggins. So this is pretty much the Clippers' last gasp. And you can see that Ibaka's going to set a screen for Kawhi to jump out. Draymond reads this all the way, and he forcibly switches himself. Earlier, Steph has this pet move of a behind the back to a step back to the right, and that's, again, the deli play. And since he tried it out once, that was enough for him to recalibrate his artillery, and this time, and that is the game.